it's April from April's Home, and recently I got to go to Barnes & Noble and stock up on some books. We actually went with the whole family, and we all got a few things for our book collections. We're all pretty avid readers around here. We love our books. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of the books that I picked up at Barnes & Noble, as well as some of the other books that I'll be reading during the month of March. Okay, so let's get started. One of the first things I picked up, which was something I've needed for a really long time, it's not really a book, but you know how Barnes & Noble has so many other things besides books. It's just fun to look through all of their goodies. This is actually kind of a useful thing. This is an internet address and password logbook. I've had, and it's done in like the old world map style, which I really love. I've always been drawn to this pattern. And the neat thing about this is, it's set up just a lot like an address book, with the different spots to fill things in, to keep track of your websites and different passwords and things. I have a book now that was an old address book that is the exact same pattern as this, which I thought was really cool. So that way, I'll know what I'm looking for when I'm looking for my password book. So I thought that was fun. That was a good find. The next couple books that I got were cozy mysteries. I've been wanting to pick up a couple new cozy mysteries for a really long time. I love sort of the light-hearted, not too dark mysteries in the vein of, like, say, Agatha Christie and stuff. I've been really loving the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel, and they've had a bunch of new mystery series on, Murder, She Baked, garage sale murders, stuff like that. And so I picked up by Joanne Fluke the Peach Cobbler murder. This is from the Murder, She Baked series that is a movie on Hallmark, on the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel. The Murder, She Baked series stars Alison Sweeney. She's one of my favorite actresses from Days of Our Lives. I've been watching Days of Our Lives for years and years, more than 2 decades. So yeah, I thought it was really great that she kind of, went on to do these really cool mysteries, and I just love them. So I thought it would be great to read the book. This is the Peach Cobbler murder, and then I also got, again, by Joanne Fluke, part of the Murder, She Baked series, the Double Fudge Brownie Murder. And the cool thing about these books also is that they have over a dozen cookie and dessert recipes, which I think is great because I'm a baker, and I think it's always so fun when these mysteries include recipes. It's one of my favorite things. So yeah, so I've got 2 fun mysteries to read, and then I'm also reading right now in my January book selection, which I didn't share book selections in February because I had so many in January that I was still reading them all through February. I've been really interested in reading books published by other YouTubers. One of my favorite YouTubers to watch right now is Sprinkle of Glitter, and she put out a really cute book, Life with a Sprinkle of Glitter. It's just really fun, very much in the vein of her vlog and blog, and it's just very colorful and lighthearted and funny and fun to read. So yes, the Life with a Sprinkle of Glitter by Louise Pentland, I think is her name. So yeah, that. And I'll show you all these books close up at the end too, so that you can get a good look at the title and the author. So the next book that I'm going to be reading in March, I didn't pick up at Barnes & Noble. I actually ordered it from Amazon.com, and I will leave the link for this book below. The really cool thing about this book is that it is written by one of my friends, and he wrote it for his wife, and they were, it was a little less than a year, I believe, that they were married. I went to their wedding. It was absolutely beautiful, and so to read a book that he has written for her was just wonderful. I think he did a really good job on this book. The neat thing about this book is it is sort of like a fantasy, fun sort of fantasy book with lots of mystical creatures and magic and things like that. It's very fun. It is called Rebecca Moon and the Boy in the Bottle by T.W. Clausen. And yeah, it's a really good book. Definitely check this out if you like, that fantasy sort of book. Rebecca Moon just wants to play her video games, but with scary noises and odd flashes of light coming from her backyard, she's a little distracted. When her cat escapes to her backyard and she sees a group of monsters ready to kill a young boy stuck in a bottle, she is suddenly thrust into a world that she could never imagine. A grand adventure ensues when she decides to help her new friend. Though along the way she will learn a lot about him, it's what she discovers about herself that changes her life. So yeah, it's just a really fun and interesting book. I'm about halfway through. I can't wait to see how it ends. Anyway, so Rebecca Moon and the Boy in the Bottle by T.W. Clausen. Again, I'll leave a link below for that. And then moving on to some of the books I picked up at the bookstore also. I love children's literature. And I always like to, walk over to the children's department and see if there's anything new that catches my eye. This is called Lulu and the Brontosaurus by Judith Viorst and illustrated by Lane Smith. It's just a really interesting dinosaur-themed story. I love dinosaurs. I think they're so fun. And children's literature, so I thought this was perfect. I love the illustration on the cover, the coloring and everything. And it just looks like a fun and simple book with some fun illustrations and things like that. And I'm really excited to read this and see how it is. So Lulu and the Brontosaurus. I also picked up a couple of word search type word puzzle books. One is for my daughter that she picked out, and one is for me that I picked out. She picked out a logic puzzles. She's really good at logic, my daughter. And I picked up one called Wonder Word Puzzles, just different like word puzzles and things. And I just love these. These are called Posh Puzzles. I've seen them for years. And I think I've had a Sudoku one in the past, but I just think the covers are absolutely stunning. And they're just so fun. You can carry these around in your purse so that if you get stuck somewhere and need to do something to occupy your time, you have a little logic book or puzzle book. I also picked up a couple of writing prompt books. I love writing. It's just a hobby of mine, and lately I've been sort of in a slump and haven't been writing very much lately, so I thought I would work on some writing prompts. They were both in the discount section, so they were just $6.98 each. This is 300 writing prompts. And, just like basic things like write about a moment when you felt proud of yourself, describe your ultimate sandwich, if you could win a lifetime supply of anything you choose, what would it be? Stuff like that, just fun things. I thought it was lighthearted enough that it would be a fun challenge. And then I also got this one that is complete the story writing prompts. So kind of just gives you a line of the story and you finish it. So like this says, she is always up at the window waiting, even before the car pulls into the driveway. I know she just wants to see her father, but what she doesn't realize is, and then you have to finish the story. So, and there's just tons of fun ones in here. So I thought that would be neat to complete the story. And I picked up a magazine. They had so many wonderful magazines at this particular Barnes & Noble. Yeah, it was really hard picking. I picked one of my favorites, Domino. It's a really good home style type magazine. So I'll be reading Domino here. And let's see, what else? My daughter picked up a couple of books for herself. I don't know much about these, but she is reading, she's a young adult, by the way. She is reading The Fill-In Boyfriend by Cassie West. And she loves vampire novels. And this is Thirst #1. Sounds like it includes 3 books, The Last Vampire, Black Blood, and Red Dice. So another fun a vampire type book for her. And then, like I said, she is really into logic puzzles, and she picked herself up this book of logic problems, so she'll be set for logic puzzles there. And let's see, she also picked up this super cute eraser for her eraser collection. This is a fox. I also found a fun little kit for my son's Easter basket. This is a little tiny, it's cute, it's like a mini galvanized pail here. And it's to start like a little miniature start of kale. My son is really into like gourmet foods and learning how to cook and things, and he's really into kale right now and wants to start a patch of garden out in our yard. So I thought that I would give him a little start with this cute little kale kit. I thought this would be fun for Easter baskets. I think they're really a cute design. So yeah, fun little Easter basket treat. I found myself a little treat. I love blind boxes. This is Ama Mori Danboard key holder, and it's just like a little cute keychain, and it's in that design that looks like the little box man. I've seen him for years and I've never had one, so I thought I would go ahead and open this now and see what it's all about. Okay, so the really fun thing about Barnes & Noble is, in addition to books, they have, again, so many fun little toys and things like that. They have a really good selection of like high quality toys and unique and different toys. So let's see, it looks like we got a cute little red one here. This packaging is just quite tricky to get into. So let's go ahead and see him up close. Again, I'll show you at the end all these things up close, but this one, oh how cute. He's a little red one, and his little Chinese character, here it says love, so I'm assuming that that means love as well. Just a fun little dangly little character to add to my keychain collection. So that was sort of a fun Barnes & Noble treat. And let's see. Okay, I'm also reading this month a ton of my favorite St. Patrick's Day children's literature. I will be going through this whole stack of books and talking about them just a little bit in my St. Patrick's Day dining room tour, and I will put a link for that below so you can see what we're reading around here for St. Patrick's Day. And lastly, I didn't get this from Barnes & Noble. I actually pulled this off of my bookshelf, but I will be reading this book in the month of March. It is The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Anyway, The Little Prince, it's a classic, and the exciting thing, and the reason why I've picked out this book for my shelf to read this month is because they are coming out with the movie. It looks really, really interesting. It's done in a very interesting animated style, and I'm super excited to go and see that movie. I've always loved The Little Prince. I used to also watch the animated series of The Little Prince a while back ago. I have it on DVD, and it's actually also really, really interesting. So I'm excited to see this new movie. It looks a little different than just the traditional story, so I kind of want to give this a read and then go see the movie, and I'll probably be doing a review on that movie as well, because The Little Prince is just a classic for me, and I really love it. So yep, definitely going to give this a read. And yeah, so that is what I am reading in March. And again, I'm going to give you a close-up at the end here of all these books, so you can write down the titles and the authors if you would like to check them out yourself. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe for more videos from April's Home. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.